Welcome. It's pretty windy today, but I wanted to come out and still make a video. I think this is going to be one of the most important videos on my channel, and probably one of the most asked questions ever is, how do you find God? How do you find God? And I'm going to talk about it in not a religious way. I'm not a religious person. I've studied religions, and especially when I was first looking for God, I looked into religions and I thought for a while I'd become Muslim and stuff like, maybe Christian. And at the end of the day, I came to the conclusion that I didn't need to fit into a box. And I'm not going to disrespect any religion. I respect anyone who has faith in God or the universe. So yeah, just got to get that out of the fact. Anyways, when I was about, let's start from birth really. I've always understood God's existence. I always knew God was there, the universe, but I didn't really understand how to find him. I didn't really understand what he was up to. I didn't really understand, whether this was just a figure in the Bible or something like that. I had no idea. And it wasn't until I was about maybe 16, I think about 13, I had a idea on what was everything. I started questioning everything. I became obsessed with what is reality. Why is no one asking these questions? How is it even possible that I can see right now? And I started looking into space, conspiracy theories, all sorts of stuff. And I eventually came down to the conclusion that I needed to have a foundation. I needed to find God, because it was driving me insane. I felt so alone, and so I needed to find God. Anyways, when I was about 18, I think it was, probably about 18, I just gone to uni, and I was doing terribly, absolutely terribly. I thought I was going to basically fail everything. And I was doing music, and you can listen to my music on here. I'll attach a link to it. I thought I was pretty good at music, and a lot of people told me I was. Anyways, it didn't matter. I was doing terribly at uni, and I couldn't understand why. And one day, it was the final exams, and I was so upset because I couldn't submit my task within the minutes. And it actually led me down to get on my knees, because I didn't understand what I understood now, but I was so worried about that I'd failed. Anyways, I got down on my knees and I asked for God. I asked, and I said, please help me. I know you're there. I can feel you. This whole time I've been able to feel you. Just show me. Right, now, I've said that, and yes, good things started happening after that, but I want to bear in mind, and I'm sure lots of you have had this same, we're all living within the same hologram, within the same, whatever it is. Before this experience, this encounter, I'd asked God to reveal himself to me so many times. I would call it, I didn't test God, but I did test God. I said, if you're real, you'll do this. If you're real, you'll do this. And, I had so many signs already that God was real. And it was beautiful. I was still, the thing is, I had all those signs and I still didn't want to believe. Fully. Everyone believes in God in some way or another. And that is the honest truth, otherwise you probably wouldn't exist. The thing is, I wasn't fully there yet. And it wasn't until I properly come to a conclusion of my life where I was so lonely and so feeling like my life was falling that I fell down on my knees and asked for God. And he came. And within those next couple of weeks, things started going really right. Everything was going really right, and I understood then I needed to get closer to God. I needed to understand God. I needed to do all these things. And if anyone's out there, I know I've been on a bit of a rant right now, but if anyone's out there and you want to find God, the best way is to literally just get down on your knees and ask. It's not even get down on your knees. Go for a walk and ask. That's what I do now most days, is if I get some time, I go spend it with God. I go spend it with the universe. And what you'll find with my channel is a lot of the stuff on my channel, I won't be talking about God with the name God. I'll be saying the universe. And that's to basically make sure that everyone understands what I'm talking about. Because the problem with the name God, the word God, is that it carries a negative term for some people. Some people are furious at God. But if you talk about the universe, they're a bit more intrigued. Which is just a sad thing, really. But we can change that over some time. Or perhaps we give it a new word. But the being will always stay the same. It is the source. It is us. You know, we came out of it, which is the grain. All this sand, we came out of it. And then we go back into it. And what I mean is, we were born, leaving, and then we die, dropping the sand back into source. So, yeah, that was how I found God, really. It took a long time. I would say it took me about 4 years of space, space science. I was learning so much stuff. For some reason, I just questioned everything, and it finally led me down to God. When I was about 18, I fully devoted my life to God because I understood at that moment that there was nothing else in the world that would make me feel more at home. So yeah, if you want to follow this channel, I will be talking about God in lots of different ways, but obviously in this video I'm using the word God. And yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. I've got a lot of teachings and personal experiences to share with you guys. I'm going to end this with one more story. It was on my 19th birthday. I went out into my garden. It was night time. I didn't have any friends there. Because I had a bad birthday in the previous time, and so I just wanted to be alone. Anyway, so I walk out into the garden and I look up at the sky. I say, God, please show me something. Show me you're here. And within that second after I asked that question, the biggest shooting star I've ever seen lasted about 3 seconds, or maybe 4 seconds. Which it doesn't really happen. They're usually like a second, right? But it happened and I was just blown away. And the problem with these experiences is you keep denying it. And I've even found myself after that experiences, I was amazed, but I was also trying to prove why it wasn't God. But now I accept things for what they are. And I accept that it's a beautiful thing. And the thing is, you don't feel worthy of it. That makes sense. I think a lot of people will really struggle to find God because they don't feel worthy of God. But the truth is, you are so worthy of God. You are God in a very, essentially, again, back to the sand, very small piece. But yeah, I hope everyone is feeling good today. And I hope this video helped a lot. Again, just ask. God is here at all times. You just have to ask. And what you'll find is most people's stories are the same. You know, they find God through hard times, or they just asked, really. mine was both a hard time and curiosity, I'd say. Mostly curiosity. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I didn't rant on for too long about just, stuff. And I hope this has kind of helped you make more sense of the situation that you're in. Anyways, my name's You Know Me, and stay blessed.